Um, it's not going to be as long as the original one because we're not going over the basics, right? There's going to be some basics in here, but we're not going to be doing a full in-depth, like how to manifest. We are focusing on our SPs. We're focusing on love, connection, and relationship dynamics, okay? So if you have questions, as you can see, hold all questions until the end. There is no question that will not be answered in this presentation. And if there is a question that will not be answered, you'll be able to answer it at the end. You like my flag? Thank you. All right, so there's a video that I'm going to play. It might be a little loud, so if you want to turn your volume down for a second, feel free to do so. I played this video in the beginning of my last workshop to give you an understanding of who you are and why you're even experiencing this reality anyway, okay? Oh wait, it's not going to play on here because it's a PDF. So let me go play it on here then. Here's your man on the floor. Let me know. All right, so get ready. I don't know how loud it's going to be for y'all, but it was loud last time, so brace yourself. Most people, they reject the human experience after learning that they are God because they think that God cares about being God, but source, awareness, consciousness is neutral, is completely and totally does not care, but does not care, but does not care. It is just neutral. And we materialized into the material world for the materials, okay? Do not try to bypass and reject taking on an identity in this lifetime and in this human experience just because you found out that you are the source of everything. The source of everything already knows what it's like to be the source of everything. It wants to know what life would look like as you. But you are running away from you because of the discomfort, the change, the transformation, the emotions, the limitations, whatever it is that you think sucks about being human. You think that that is a curse, and finding out that your source is the blessing. But the real blessing, the real benefit to finding out that you are source is not to now only operate as source, but the real benefit to finding out that you are source is operating as a human who knows that they are source. That is just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. All right, let's lock in. All right, so here we go. Oopsie. There we go. What? See, this is, no, we're going to Canva. Most people, there we go. Okay, let's see if you guys can see this. Is this better? Beautiful. Alrighty. So let's talk about why manifesting an SP feels harder. It's blurry. Is it blurry for everyone else? This is as best as I can get it for now. We're going to get better quality soon. I'm buying a good laptop pretty soon. I have a MacBook Air. I need a PC. It's okay? Okay, perfect. So When it comes to money, body, or material things, you can hold a state without constant interruption, right? I don't have to constantly hover over my money to know that it's coming. I don't have to constantly hover over, an apartment to prove to myself that it's coming. There is nothing that I can see immediately that can deter me from when I made the decision that it was mine. But when it comes to a person, you're experiencing a live, moving reflection of your identity in real time. Their text, their tone, their consistency, and their absence can all feel like confirmation or proof of what's happening, when really it is just feedback of what you are holding in your awareness. Okay? This is why I always say I don't manifest SPs. My self-concept does. There is not a technique that I do to get a man to want me. There is not a technique that is needed to get a man or a woman or anyone to want you. Everything and everyone that you have attracted is a result of your self-concept. So, I want you to ask yourselves, why does their behavior feel like it has power to decide how I feel? And we can even take it a step further and go, why does their behavior feel like it has the power to decide who I am and what I am worth and what boundaries deserve to be respected? Now, as we continue to go on this journey together via my presentation, there are going to be notes at the bottom, and it's either going to say ask yourself or it's going to say remember. These are important. If you don't write down anything else, I want you to write down these, because every single answer to every single question that is going to be on the bottom of here is going to be your unique technique or your unique way of being that you need to transition into in order to attract your ideal SP. So when I ask you, why does their behavior feel like it has the power to decide how I feel? I need you to genuinely, intentionally, and authentically answer the question. Write it down. All your answers, I want you to gather them up at the end. That's what you need to do. That's your clarity. Nobody's going to have the same two answers, by the way. All right? So let's talk about the privilege of humanity, right? We just watched that video. We understand now, okay, I'm not just some bozo with some bones and some meat. I'm actually awareness, having a human experience. This body is a part of that experience. The air I'm breathing is a part of that experience. The sounds I hear are a part of that experience. I am awareness. You're not just experiencing life. You are experiencing connection, attraction, love, relationships. You get to desire people. My bad. Okay. You get to desire people, connect with them, and experience emotional depth through them. What feels intense is not a problem, okay? It is a part of human experience. You are not wrong for wanting love, attention, or connection. But you are not separate from the experience you are having. You are the awareness experiencing itself through relationship. Okay? So I want you to ask yourself, how would I show up in love if I knew I was the source of the experience? How would you show up in love if you knew you were love? I see a lot of people saying, because I care about him, I care about a lot of things, but they don't determine how I feel about myself. Write that down, write that down, write that down. Also, I am going to go as slow or as fast as you guys need. If you are still writing by the time I'm done with each slide, let me know. Okay? I won't click so fast because I'll be moving. All right? So once you're done writing what's on here, if you're one of the note takers, put done in all caps. I don't know. I love her. Done. Beautiful. So let's get into the 3 W's. So in the initial one, we got into the 3 W's and we talked about the foundational basics, right? But this is in regards to SPs, romance, love, sex, intimacy, connection, right? So let's dive. The who. As discussed, before you were human, you were awareness, unexpressed, without any identity, any needs, any attachments. You chose to experience yourself through a human life, including love, connection, and relationships. You are not separate from the experience. You are the one generating it. Okay? So, awareness is love. But in order to feel loved by another, awareness expressed into an individual body, it is an illusion, okay? If not for the expression into the human experience, you would never know what it's like to love another or to be loved by another. And that is why the human experience is such a privilege, because there are, entities or whatever you want to call them who are more all-knowing, more omnipotent, basically all powerful. And to be pure awareness is to not be separated or individual. You are just of the everything. And so you cannot be loved by another or love another because you are just the everything. You are not in a form, you are not local. You are just the everything. And so the privilege of humanity is to fall in love. How beautiful is that? So I want you to ask yourself, how would I experience love if I remembered I am the source of it? Did I already have this question on one of them? That one might be a repeat, but ignore it. Don't ignore it if it's not. No, ignore it if it's not. No, don't ignore it if it's not. Work with me, y'all. Walk with me. Walk. So let's talk about self-concept and connection. Your self-concept and relationship is how you experience love, attention, and connection. It includes what you believe about being chosen, valued, prioritized, or replaced. What you hold within your awareness expresses as your relationship dynamics. You are not stuck with any relational identity. It is chosen consciously or unconsciously. Okay? So you can manifest your SP all you want to. You can manifest the perfect guy all you want to. But the relationship will not last. You will not keep your SP if you do not change and alchemize your self-concept. You cannot have a doting partner, a respectful partner, a loving, observant, thoughtful, kind, generous, self-aware, emotionally intelligent, financially stable, spiritually grounded partner and be the opposite of everything that that person represents and think that they are going to want to stay with you. If a man or a woman like that came into your life and you're still harboring your insecurities, your trust issues, your fears, the past experiences that you've had in your past relationships, and you're projecting them onto that person, they are going to run away from you, and they're going to run away fast. If you keep identifying as the person who is not worth the fulfilling and healthy and nourishing and inspiring and electric love that you truly deserve, if you are not willing to show up as the person who deserves that, you are going to push away every single person that you manifest. So it's not that you can't manifest your SP. It's not that you just aren't the kind of person who can do it. You can manifest anybody. But do you have the self-concept to participate in your own desire? Do you have the self-concept to be the other half of that perfect relationship? Or are you going to fuck it up because you're afraid of the same thing happening that happened last time? If so, you're going to be in a perpetual feedback loop of, oh, I want you, I got you, I lost you, I want you, I got you, I lost you, I want you, I got you, I lost you. Everybody thinks, oh, I don't have to work on my self-concept. Oh, that's bullshit. Don't worry about it. I can just, you can manifest your SP without working on your self-concept, but I guarantee you that is the last fucking thing that you want to do. All right? So I want you to ask yourself, who am I being in love? And does it align with what I want? A lot of y'all get in relationships and the person that you're being does not align with what you want. You want a trusting, safe, stable, secure environment, but you're not willing to contribute to it. And when someone shows up that does not have those qualities, you smush down your boundaries and you let them in. And then you lie to yourself and say, I love too hard. Do you? Or do you have weak boundaries that you let people walk over? Do you accept a shitty partner because at least you know what to expect? This will be on YouTube for replay. And if you want this PDF, it will be available for resale. If you would like the last PDF that I made for the foundational understanding of manifestation as a whole, that is currently available right now. But I promise you, you're going to want to rewatch this. I promise you, you're going to want to read the presentation. I promise you, everything I'm saying, whether you really ingest it or not, you're going to come back and be like, damn, I did fuck up that relationship. So lock in. I will be saying that several times throughout this presentation. Mari's goofy. All right. So this is the last part of our Who series. Mind, body, and response. Your mind perceives their actions. Your body feels the emotional response, and your awareness, which is yourself, observes it all. Most people react automatically to what they see, which reinforces old identities. You can choose a new response or no response, which shifts your experience. All right? So I went on a date with this guy. And he pulled out his phone. And my immediate response was, nope, not my type. He's texting at the table. He's not paying attention to me. That means that he's this kind of guy. Now, mind you, this is our first date. I don't know this man like that. We just getting to know each other. I made a definitive assumption about him and his behavior based off of what he did. And I connected it to a past experience that I had with a man who I'm no longer with. Now, is that working from a fear, or is that working from a chosen state? Drop it in the comments. Fear or chosen state? Yeah, because my chosen state, I dressed up for the date, right? I put my hair in a cute style. I put my makeup on. I put my perfume on. I'm excited for the date. I want to be there with him. It's all voluntary, but I'm keeping him at bay just in case he acts like the last person, right? I'm projecting the last experience into the present moment, right? And where does manifestation happen, guys? It happens all in the present. So I'm focusing on something in the present, pulling something from the past, putting it in the present, and making judgments as if he is the person from the past. So that's what I mean by your mind perceives their actions. He's texting, right? Or he's not texting back fast enough, right? Your body feels the emotional response. So the assumption gave you an emotion, and your awareness observed it all. So what you're holding in your awareness is your feedback loop. That's what your subconscious is going to regurgitate. That's the subconscious's job. It's going to regurgitate. What have you believed in the past? Okay, boom. So I want you to ask yourself, am I reacting from my old identity or responding from my chosen state? Ready? All right, let's move along. Are we good? We're done with this slide? Mari, don't start because I'm trying not to be super silly goofy today. Okay, part. The what? So manifestation happens when a state is expressed into experience. In relationships, states look like being chosen, ignored, prioritized, or uncertain. Conscious manifestation is choosing your relational state. Unconscious manifestation is reacting and letting the experience define you. You seen him hanging out with the girl. Oh, I'm replaced. I'm chopped liver. He doesn't want me anymore. There's the proof right there. Like, that's what it's giving, y'all. That's what it's giving. Third party this, third party that. Let me tell you how I feel about third parties. I don't. They're not a fucking factor. They're a non-factor, in fact. They don't exist. If anything, they are only showing my SP how much he does not want anyone else. Okay? So I want you to remember, you are not experiencing the person. You are experiencing your state through them. Okay? This is why I don't pursue anyone. I don't chase anyone. I don't try to affirm for anyone. I don't try to control anyone. I exist in my love for me. I exist in my love for myself. I get a fucking hobby and I go touch grass. And I know deep down within, there is nothing that I must do to attract my desired person because I know that they're going to come to me regardless. Because I know who I am. I know what I have to offer to this human experience. And I know that to pass that up would be idiotic. Hello? Do we know individually how valuable we are? And if you don't, it's time to change your mind. How do we feel? Are we good on this slide? Oh, beautiful. The why. So this is how it's going to play out. Every possible relationship dynamic already exists as a potential experience. You are not creating love. You are selecting the version of it you experience. When you hold a relational state in your awareness, it expresses through the person. I'm going to say that again. When you hold a relational state in your awareness, It expresses through the person. That's why different people get different versions of the same person. There's one girl, oh, he cheated on me. He did, he ignores me. Don't text me. Da da da. But when he get with Ema, flowers every day. How can I help you? What are you doing? I was just wondering how your day was going. Do you need anything right now? Are you hungry? Were you fed? Or do you want to go on a trip? What do you need? Like, that's the same person, two different women. Why is he acting like this with this woman and this with that woman? Because one woman won't accept bullshit and the other woman will. Self-concept is queen. Or king. All right, sorry. Let me finish reading. Your SP does not create your experience. They reflect and deliver it. Manifestation can only be delayed by sustained interference like overthinking, checking, and reacting. Constantly scrolling their Instagram and their Twitter and TikTok, looking through their likes, looking through their comments, looking through who they recently followed, following those girls, stalking those girls, looking through their likes, looking through their comments, looking through his DMs, looking through his requests. Are you acting from fear or your chosen state? Come on now. Walk with me. Trying harder does not create results, okay? You can affirm until you quite literally cannot breathe. You can literally script until the side of your fucking hand is raw. It is not gonna fucking matter if you do not change your self-concept and stop interfering with the natural path of a desire. There is never, ever, 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 ever more that you need to do when it comes to manifestation. I promise you, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to tell you that there is something that you need to be doing in order to manifest anyone or anything. Okay? So I want you to ask yourself, what am I consistently assuming about this person or connection? Am I assuming that they might cheat on me? Am I assuming that they're constantly lying to me? Am I assuming, and where are these assumptions coming from? Are they coming from the last ex or the ex before the last ex? Or are they coming from my relationship with my dad or my dad's relationship with my mother? Or where are these assumptions coming from? It's time to dead it. It's getting old. I'm tired. Yawn. Aren't you tired? Aren't you over it? Aren't you tired of being your own op in the concept of love? Aren't you tired of being fear-led? Aren't you tired of being afraid of rejection? What am I consistently assuming about this person or connection? That is what I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to be honest. This is one thing that is required, whether you book a session with me, whether you come to my group workshops, whether you just scroll on my page. I don't play that lying to yourself shit. I don't play that lying to yourself shit. I don't give a fuck if you lie to me. You not hurting me lying to me. You hurting yourself lying to yourself though. Look at your self-concept and be fucking honest and figure out what you need to change. Right? If you manifested the perfect person right now, today, would you feel worthy of that connection? Would you feel like you are trusting enough to be in that connection? Would you feel safe enough to be vulnerable in that connection? Would you feel secure within yourself enough in that connection? You go out with your significant other and they hug someone. Would your stomach drop down into your asshole? Or would you feel okay? Be fucking honest. Be honest with yourself. Because that's the first step to transitioning into a new self-concept. All right. Next slide. The 3 gifts. We talked about this in the last one. So awareness gave itself 3 gifts. Ignorance, curiosity, and desire. Tap in. Ignorance allows you to experience love and relationships as if they are new. Awareness perceives separation to love another person. You do not initially see your patterns, fears, or attachments. So this will create discovery, but also confusion. Whew. Sorry, y'all. I really wanted that sneeze. That was going to be a good one. All right, anywho. I want you to remember, not seeing your patterns does not mean they are not active. Just because you don't see your trust issues does not mean that they are not active. That is why self-reflection is so important. Self-awareness is so important, because when you sit down and you question yourself and your own authority, you see patterns. You start to see, oh, every time a guy does this, I think this. Or every time a girl does this, I just assume she's a hoe. Or every time a guy does this, I just assume he's a cheater, a liar, a aggressor, right? Ask yourself, is this helping me attract a nourishing, fulfilling connection? Or is this keeping me in a perpetual state of fear of love and vulnerability, which is probably the strongest you can ever be? Right? Loving, vulnerable. That's the strongest you're ever going to be. You want to know the weakest you're going to be? When you say fuck love. Because you're ruled by fear. And you don't want to feel hurt. Thank you, Jess. I love you too, Bookie. Keep that in your mind, y'all. And then we have curiosity. Curiosity is the release of ignorance. Oh, snap. Now that I know that this person exists, I'm a little curious about this person. I'm interested in this person. Who are they? Why do I like them? Right? It triggers interest and it tugs on your attention. It creates questions and exploration and engagement. Curiosity is the bridge between not knowing and wanting. Okay? I want you to ask yourself, what exactly triggers me in this connection, and what does it say about my identity? Write it down. What exactly triggers me in this connection, and what does it say about my identity? And I want you to consider that in any connection, whether that be familial for family, platonic for friends, professional for networking, right? Because it's not just about romantic SPs. SPs can be family, friends, mentors, co-workers, right? What is your assumptions about people in general in relation to them, in connection to them? All right? Are we good on this slide? For people who came to the first workshop, y'all probably not going to write down a lot of this because y'all get the gist of the core stuff. We're going to get into scenarios. We're going to get into ghosting. We're going to get into anxiety when texting. We're going to get into getting, I don't even remember how many scenarios I put, child, but just know this foundational part right here is for the people who have never been to this page, people who are new to our community. So if you already wrote majority of this shit down, you don't have to. All right. All right. And last but not least, desire. Awareness cannot desire because awareness is just awareness. Awareness cannot be curious because awareness is all knowing. Awareness does not need to want or need because awareness does not need or want. Awareness is everything, right? Desire directs your focus towards the experience you want. You do not just want the person, you want the feeling that they represent. Desire keeps the experience active in your awareness long enough to manifest the person. Okay? You don't just want the person, you want the feeling of just being embraced, whether that be energetically, physically, whatever that looks like. You want the feeling of being wanted, of someone seeing you, knowing you, and loving you, regardless of what they see and or know. You want that unconditional, non-judgmental love. And if we know that everything outside of us is reflecting what we're giving ourselves, what we're saying to ourselves, what we're believing about ourselves, the first person I'm going to give that unconditional love to, hello, because it's reflecting outside. This is who I'm giving it to first. This is who I'm spending money on first. This is who I'm feeding first. This is who I'm bathing, moisturizing. This is who I'm speaking to nicely on a regular. How could you find out that everything that you think and or do and or say about yourself is what's reflected, and then talk shit to yourself and talk down on yourself and then be confused as to why the fuck all around you see shit and negativity? Like, are we clocking it? Is the tea getting clocked? Marty. Yes, there we go. I love myself. I got clocked too, y'all. Well, my past self got clocked. She stayed getting clocked though. So I want you to ask yourself, this is my favorite question. What experience am I actually trying to have through this person? What experience am I actually trying to have through this person? Because remember, the same person who you think is terrible is a knight in shining armor to somebody with an amazing self-concept. Okay? Look at Love Island. We got the ever so handsome Nick. The ever so handsome Nick. And we have the goddess Olandria and the beautiful girl Sierra. She cute. Ain't nothing wrong with Sierra. I mean, besides her saying a slur, that's pretty wrong. And then we have Beldasha. Now, if we're looking at self-concepts, we saw 3 different Nicks with all 3 of these women. We're going to dig into that later, y'all. We're going to dig into that later because I have so much tea. But I want y'all to sit with that as we move on to this next slide. So I know earlier y'all heard me talk about the path of a desire. Let's talk about what it is. This whole entire makeup came to me intuitively. I know every single manifestation coach or guru or whoever, they claim themselves to be has their own framework of how to manifest. This quite literally is me observing myself in real time. I'm not trying to make up shit. I'm not trying to take nothing out no book. I'm just making it as simple as possible. I hate when people make shit overcomplicated. This is as simple as it's going to get. The path of a desire has 5 steps and 5 steps only. And 2 of the steps, it takes no fucking effort to do. So let's walk. The first step of the path of a desire is to receive interest, right? Wanting a person is a natural human response and it does not need to be suppressed. Interest is awareness presenting an experience to you, not a problem to fix. All right? No effort is needed here. Remember, no effort is needed here. Desire is not the problem. Your relationship to it is. So people keep saying, how do I detach from my desire? How do I detach from my desire? Why the fuck are you trying to detach from your desire? The desire was a gift to you from you, your awareness. You gave yourself ignorance, curiosity, and desire. Why the fuck would you try to detach from it? What you need to detach from is the need to control every fucking thing. What you need to detach from is the need to constantly check and see if it's working. What you need to detach from is the control on how it's going to happen. There's infinite fucking ways that your desire is going to unfold. Your desire could unfold and they could just walk up to your door. That you could be at a party and you see him there. You could be at a fucking library and you see him there and he reaching for the same book as you. You could literally be in a field of roses and he pick up a rose and say, do you want this? You never know how the fuck your desire is going to unfold. Why are you trying to control which one? If you know for a fact that the easiest route is going to be the route that comes, why even try to control the route? It's infinite. How long do you think it's gonna take you to sift through every fucking infinite route of your desire until you get it right? You doing all this, sifting through all the ways that your desire could come into fruition when you could quite literally be in the present moment, because that's where the manifestation is gonna come through anyway. Why don't you just be here and ready? Matter of fact, who are you gonna be when your SP comes? Where are you going to be when your SP comes? Are you going to be in the past? Or are you still going to be doing a technique to get them? Are you going to miss it? Are you going to miss the train when your SP comes because you're so focused on trying to get your SP with a technique, a fuck ass technique that you don't even need to be doing? All right, I'm rambling. Next. Step number 2. We are going to clarify that interest that we just received. Yes, I just received interest, but why do I actually want this? Right? Surface desire is wanting the person. Core desire is wanting consistency, security, and connection. Clarity stops you from chasing behavior. Hello. And encourages you to choose experiences, right? So a lot of girls are like, oh, well, I want someone who's, observant and attentive and and now you're monitoring him. Like, is he bringing flowers? Is he, holding every door? Is he, doing this? Is he doing that? First of all, I'm going to walk up to the door and I'm going to stop because that's my self-concept. I don't need to check and see if he's going to hold the fucking door for me, because if he's not holding the door for me, I'm walking around and I'm turning around and I'm walking away. Because what the fuck you mean? My SP that I clarified in my decision pages would obviously hold a door for me. I'm not chasing behavior. You don't want to do it. I'm not going to make you. Bye. Until you get your act right, you have no access to me. You do not have the privilege of me, because I know what I can do when I'm in people's lives. And that's why a lot of people's self-concepts suck, because they know that they add nothing to nobody else's lives. And so that's why you chase, because you need someone else to make you feel valuable about yourself. You can't feel valuable within yourself. There's nobody that I'm afraid to lose. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's the self-concept that you need. All right? So I want you to ask yourself, if I had the experience I want, how would I feel on a daily basis? I know I would not feel anxious constantly checking my phone to see if they text me. I know I would not be checking anyone's social media to see if they're interested in somebody else or engaging with someone else. I know that I would not constantly be just asking, do you still love me? Do you like me? Would you love me if I was a cat? Would you love me if I was a chicken nugget? I'm Ema. Of course you love me. What are we talking about here? Come on. This is my reality. I run this shit. So why the fuck wouldn't you love me? I love the fuck out of myself. Y'all are stupid. She said, would you love me if I was bald? I love y'all so much. So ask yourself, if I had the experience I want, how would I feel on a daily basis? All right. Next slide. Bayou clocked me because why I realized my self concept was amazing when he was pursuing me. That's how it happens. Because you realize, hold on, that person was literally the most boring fucking part of this relationship. I was literally the most lit. I was the funny one. I was the cute one. I was the one with the best hygiene. I was the one who got us all our connects. I'm the one who got him in the job that he got right now. What did he bring to the relationship? Now that I think about it. That's why self-reflection is important. Step number 3 on the path of a desire. You have to decide as source. This is going to be hard for some people who are deconstructing religion. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Something going on with the camera. Un momento, por favor. Hold on, Night. Let me fix it. Okay, so this is all right. My settings are okay. Couldn't delete camera sources required to ensure real-time interactions during live. Okay, well, give me another one then. Okay, here we go. Good, there we go. Ooh. Did it work? I might have to switch to my FaceTime camera, y'all. It's gonna be a little crusty, so relax. Not too much. I don't know why my phone just like did what it did, but all right, so we're just gonna have to use this one. I'm still learning technology. All right, so back to the presentation. Thank you. So you decide the type of relationship you experience, not the other person. Decision ends negotiation and stabilizes your identity. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself first. Now, in the original manifesting workshop, when I say decide a source, I need you to decide knowing for a fact that everything you decide within here, you're going to be experiencing within the next 2 weeks. Okay? It could be sooner, but I'm just saying 2 weeks is like a loose little feedback loop. All right? So I want you to remember, your decision stabilizes your identity. Hoping, wishing, asking, begging, praying keeps you in negotiation. If you are constantly asking something outside of yourself for what you want, you are quite literally telling yourself you don't have the power to reflect your desired experience within your own reality, even though that's what was happening before you even knew about manifestation. It didn't require any effort to get the self-concept that you have now. You just have it. It is because you made the choices that you made that you have the self-concept that you have right now. All you got to do is the opposite. All right? This will be on YouTube. Are we good on the slide, or are we still writing? 3 days to 2 weeks is accurate. Yeah, I've had a lot of same-day manifestations. That's in my most surrendered state. My manifestations definitely come with under 2 weeks most of the time. Done? All right, beautiful. Step number 4. We got one more step after this, y'all. Make space. And a lot of people, this is optional. Release the behaviors that reinforce your old identity, like checking, overanalyzing, and seeking validation. Okay? You are not forcing the outcome. You are removing what contradicts it. I'm going to say this again because people, this one trips up people. You are not forcing an outcome with techniques. You are removing the behavior and the identity and the habits that contradict your desire. So I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing that keeps me in the version of me that doesn't have this? What am I doing that keeps me in the version of me that doesn't have this? Sorry, y'all, this is a little blurry. Hold on, Night. I just made it worse. Hold on. I use a makeup wipe, that's why. Okay, this is way more clear. Thank you, Lola. Let me know when you're done writing. This will be on YouTube. If you want the actual PDF so you can just take notes and read through it, I will be having it available on my Linktree as well for purchase. The YouTube replay of this, though, is free. If you don't want to sit through the whole thing again, just buy it. Let's see. All right. Next slide. Final slide of the Path of a Desire. When is going to come on YouTube? Tonight. Step 5. This is my favorite step. Oh, I love this step. I wish I could inject this step in my veins. Get out of the way. Stop monitoring your SP's actions for reassurance or proof. Trust your decision in return to living your life. Self-trust replaces control and allows the experience to unfold. Get a life. Get a life. Touch grass. Touch grass. Stop watching manifestation content. Stop it. Stop it. Once you've made the decision, that's all that was needed. Enough. Remember, checking for proof is interference. Trusting is alignment. And you can still trust and have doubts. I know that sounds really, really confusing and contradictory, but walk with me. When I first, for example, when I first set up my one-on-ones, Q&As, I was like, nobody's going to pay for this. Like, they can get all of this for free. Like, literally, they can literally get all of this for free. Then people start paying for it and booking me. When I had my in-person workshops, I said, I'm probably not going to get that many people. I'm probably going to break even. I don't know. Sold out. I trusted it, and I continue to identify and have the behaviors and the actions of the person who sets up a manifestation workshop. I called the event space. I booked the event space. I bought a charcuterie board. I bought a fruit platter. I purchased a projector. I made the presentation. The whole time I'm doubting this shit is even gonna work. The whole time I'm doubting it. But I'm identifying, I'm behaving, I am acting, I am moving with trust. Do you understand? At my heaviest weight, I shut myself away and I did not want to date. But I literally, somebody shot their shot at me when I was out to eat with my homegirl. He takes my number, he walks away. First thing I say, I don't know if I'm going to do it. My homegirl says, why? Because I don't know if I have like the right dresses that fit me right now. You know, I'm kind of insecure about my weight right now. I don't really want to, Did that stop me from attracting a fine ass man with money? No, it didn't. I went on a date. I had a great time. I was doubtful the whole time. I was doubtful of his intentions. He didn't try to kiss me. He didn't try to take me upstairs. He walked me to my door and we scheduled a second date before he even pulled off. So that's what I'm saying. You can doubt all you want to. It doesn't fucking matter. Trust and behave and act and move with trust, with understanding, with self-trust. That's how you get into alignment. You're not trying to force yourself to believe. You don't have to believe shit. My first time intentionally manifesting, I was trying to disprove manifestation. You don't have to believe anything. There is nothing that makes it so that you must believe in order for it to manifest. Because before you even knew about manifestation, you didn't believe in manifestation, but you were still fucking manifesting. So that's what I want y'all to understand. When I tell you to get out of the way of the path, stop interfering, stop checking, stop forcing techniques when you're not inspired, stop doing things to get things, stop doing things to get things. Again, stop doing things to get things. You are a magnet with or without the effort. All right? Moving on. So we're going to talk about these aligned versus misaligned behaviors. All right? So, interfering behaviors. Checking their social media. I brought that up a lot. Rereading messages over and over again. Monitoring their behavior. This all creates interference. Overthinking, assuming the worst, reacting emotionally instead of responding from your chosen state. Trying to control their actions keeps you out of your own power. Once again, trying to control their actions keeps you out of your own power. I'm pointing at the wrong camera. Hold on, let me put this down so I don't keep pointing it. Now be like, and y'all over here, child, anywho. So the impact of interfering is that these behaviors support non-interference clarity. This is wrong. Don't write this down. It's supposed to say uncertainty, instability, and interference. Mind your business. But y'all get the gist, right? Y'all understand, like, how are you going to write your decision page and be like, I have decided we are in a nourishing, healthy relationship. And then you put the decision page away and then you go act like a desperate ass, let me say person. You're interfering. You're not matching. You're scrolling every single story. You're literally logging into your burner page. You created a burner page so you could go spy on them. That's not aligned behavior. You don't even want to trust yourself to be the source of your experience. You keep checking the 3D for validation. All right. Next slide. Are we good on this slide? This will be on YouTube if you're a slow note taker. The wind is hella loud today. The shame is shaming. Don't worry. I had this everything I'm saying to y'all, I had to say it to myself. I was a little more harsh. But hey, I can handle it. I'm a big girl. Alrighty. Non-interfering behavior. Deciding you are chosen and not negotiating that internally. Responding calmly or not responding at all when you're triggered. He texts you, I feel like I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. I'm feeling stressed. My family is telling me I shouldn't be dating. My homeboys is saying that you was talking to this one guy. I don't fuck with him. I'm not responding to that shit. And if I do respond, I'm going to get I think you should do what's best for you. I don't want to be in the way of what you think is best for you. I know that I'm great for you. But if you think that you know the opposite, then so be it. I will let you be. That's all you get the fuck from me. Because what? Because my ideal self-concept is not threatened, does not get triggered when she's rejected, does not even realize rejection is a bad thing. Because at the end of the day, they always come back. They always come back. I have emails from men who don't have my number anymore. That's how hard they try to come back. And my email is on my, it's so funny because the last email that I got from one of my exes, he titled it like he was a brand that was trying to partner with me. But in the body of the email was his confession of how he feels and what he regrets. Because that's the only way he could get me to open the email. So I need y'all to understand, when I say respond calmly or not responding at all when you're triggered, it's important to do so. Because when you respond and react from a trigger, you are responding and reacting from an old belief. You are triggered because you are accepting an old belief as fact. All right? So I want you to trust your state without looking for constant confirmation. These habits create non-interference, clarity, and ease. All right? Next. Lock in. We in a home stretch. Techniques. Y'all know I could give two fucks about techniques. I do them literally when I'm inspired. Other than that, I don't do them. So that literally equates to me doing techniques maybe once or twice a year. But let's get into it since y'all are so obsessed with techniques. Because they're not bad. They're not all bad. I just talk a lot of shit. All right? What are techniques? Techniques do not make someone love you. They help you stabilize your identity. I'm going to say that again. Techniques do not make someone love you. I'm just checking. Use techniques when they feel natural, not when you are trying to fix doubt. If a technique feels forced, you have officially left the fucking state. I'm gonna say that again. If a technique feels forced, you have officially left the state, baby. You have lost the plot. Techniques are tools to soothe anxiety, calm your thoughts, spend time with a desire, or saturate your awareness. That's it. They don't make it happen. You could be doing the same technique as somebody else and they manifest and you don't, and you wonder why. Because it wasn't the technique that made it happen. It was the self-concept. All right. Now, what do I mean by that though? If I wake up in the morning and I want to go peel a grapefruit and sit on the porch butt ass naked, I'm not going to say, but wait, I have to do my 1,000 affirmations first or it's not going to come. I'm not fucking doing that shit. I'm going to go sit butt ass naked on the patio with my grapefruit and I'm going to eat my grapefruit. And because I'm in alignment with my desire, because I'm in alignment with ease, because I'm in alignment with who I am, because I've decided already in the past that I have my desire, it's going to manifest. You feel me? If I'm super sleepy, I just worked a fucking 12-hour shift. I'm tired as hell. I walk in, I'm tired. Ugh. I just want to get in the shower, wash my ass, and put my bonnet on. I'm not about to go, ooh, but I got a script. I haven't scripted in like 3 days. Ugh. What am I going to do? I need a script. I'm tired, but I need to. I'm not doing that shit. Do techniques when you feel inspired. It has to feel good. It has to come upon you. Ooh, I want a script right now. Ooh, I feel like affirming in the mirror right now. It has to be all of a sudden. Natural and organic, like Pressure said. Organically. For the girlies who watch Now That's TV, it has to be organic. Okay? Thank you, Deliante. So, I'm glad that we now understand what techniques are, when to do them, and when not to do them. Do them when you're inspired. Don't do them when you're obligated. Pop quiz. When do you do techniques? When do you do techniques? When inspired. Beautiful. 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 Yes. Look at y'all reclaiming y'all time. Look at y'all reclaiming y'all time. Can we get a round of applause? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm happy that you have decided for yourself when to do them. All right. As we just stated, you use techniques when you feel inspired or naturally inclined to do them. Never do techniques from fear, obligation to make a manifestation work. When you're spiraling to check progress or to fix your doubt, that is interference, right? If you are going out of your way to affirm 1,000 times a day because you're scared that your desire is not going to manifest, that's interference. If you are doing a technique because you feel like if you don't, then you're not going to get your desire, that's interference. If you are doing a technique to make something happen, that's interference. You're spiraling because you just saw him at the state fair holding hands with a fat booty Latina. Okay, and stop, Ewa. Stop. Relax. But do y'all get the gist? We get the gist? Okay, next slide. So now we're into the part that y'all low-key really wanted to come here for. All right? All right, so let's get into the scenarios. So it's not organic, I'm forcing it. If you feel like you forcing it, you forcing it, mama. So scenario number 1, my SP ghosted or broke up with me. Okay? This basically means they stop responding to you, and now you feel confused, you feel anxious, you feel rejected. I am so sorry that this is like super close. These slides I added on because I was like, we need some real situations up in this bitch so they can learn from reality. So I was just like, I did not get the formatted the way that I wanted to. Put your glasses on, you'll be all right. All right. When someone stops responding, it can feel like something has gone wrong or like you did something to cause it. Some of us may have, some of us may have not. Okay. The mind immediately starts looking for answers, which turns into overthinking, replaying conversations, and assuming the worst. This creates a state of uncertainty, rejection, and lack of control. And when you hold that state in your awareness, you continue experiencing more confusion, delay, and distance because you're rereading the conversation where he quite literally said he literally never wants to talk to you again. You're like, Emma just told me that whatever I hold in my awareness, it's going to come into fruition. Let me hold this text that I hate in my awareness. Do you see how that looks? I hope so. Ghosting does not mean you are unwanted. It reflects the state you are currently holding about connection and consistency. When you decide you are consistently chosen and you stop looking for explanations, you shift out of the version of you that waits. Let's even consider, have you ever ghosted somebody and then start talking to them again? I have. I've been ghosted. One of my best eaters. And I was just like, so he doesn't like tiramisu? He must just not like tiramisu. It don't mean nothing negative about me. He just don't like tiramisu. He just don't like, you feel me? That's what that means. That don't mean that anything bad about me. That's how you need to think. Right? I'm always chosen. So if someone is not choosing me, that's their problem. It's not my problem. That's just what it is, okay? I am chosen regardless. Beautiful. Thank you, Nisha Babe, for the likes, baby. I choose me. Come on, Lily. All right. So when you get ghosted, the first thing to do is to first make sure you're not ghosted, right? Because some of us be overreacting. After you have confirmed that you are or are not ghosted, then you remember who you are. They just don't, they're not aligned with tiramisu right now. That does not mean anything bad about me. I am going to continue to love myself. I am going to continue to pour into myself. I am going to continue to prioritize myself. There is no one who I can actually lose. The one monkey don't stop no show. Y'all ever heard that? That's AAVE for the don't be rebranding shit now. One monkey don't stop no show. It basically, you see the 6 monkeys in the circus, now it's 5. That monkey ain't stopping that show. You were whole before you saw your SP, and you are whole after your SP. And just because they ghosted you does not mean that you will never ever be together again. That is the last thing that you need to be thinking about and holding in your awareness after something like that happens. The best, and I'm not gonna say revenge, but the best thing to do is really pour deeply into yourself. Period. Okay? And SP is a specific person. So I want you to reflect. What am I assuming that this silence means about me? Because someone who is coming from a place of rejection and being ghosted, they'll take anything. They will take anything. It don't matter if the next person don't wash his ass, brush his teeth. It don't matter if his car looks like he put it together with construction paper. If you operate from the self-concept of somebody who got ghosted and uses that ghosting as a means to measure their self-worth, you quite literally, hey Zion, you quite literally will attract more reasons to be insecure. All right? My SP is with someone else. Scenario number 2. You see or suspect another person, and now you feel threatened and replaceable. I'm frozen. Can you guys see me? I'm good? Okay. When a third party appears, it can trigger feelings of comparison, insecurity, and fear of being replaced. The focus shifts from yourself to them, and you start measuring your worth against someone else. Oof. Sorry, y'all. My toothache is giving me a lisp a little bit. So, well, it's not as bad as it was, but anyway. This creates a state of competition, lack, instability in your identity. And when you hold that state, you continue experiencing uncertainty or divided attention. A third party is not the problem. It is a reflection of feeling unchosen or not secure in your position. So when you decide you are the choice and you stop entertaining comparison, the dynamic shifts because your identity is no longer competing. You cannot compete where you cannot compare. I'm going to say that again. You cannot compete. You cannot compare. Nobody can compete with Ima because nobody can compare to Ima because there is no other Ima. There is just this Ima. And I'm only attracted to people who prioritize Ima. Someone prioritizing someone else immediately makes my coochie dry. I'm not attracted to you anymore. That's how your self-concept needs to be. You need to prioritize. The first rule of attraction for me, in order for me to be attracted to you, to want you, you have to actually want me. It's wholly unattractive to be with someone that doesn't want you. And the fact that you would even want someone who doesn't want you is the biggest sign of what kind of self-concept you have. Hey, Zayla. That is my niece's name. Zayla. Why am I tripping up on my words today? All right. So you understand now, nobody can compete with you because nobody can compare to you. And the more that you pour into you, the harder it will be to compete with you. Understand? Beautiful. This will be up on YouTube. Scenario reflection. Where am I believing I am not enough or not the choice? If you've ever asked someone, what can I do to make you want me? What can I do to make you love me? What can I do to make you choose me? What can I do to make you need me? What can I do to make you more attracted to me? You quite literally you are behaving from a self-concept that has not chosen themselves. So I want you to ask yourself, where am I believing that I am not enough or not the choice? My SP is being hot and cold towards me. Meaning they are consistent one moment and distant the next moment. Okay? It feels a little rocky, feels a little unstable. Okay, TT, okay. I'm gonna call y'all after this live, okay? When someone is hot and cold, it creates confusion and keeps you trying to figure out what changed. You start adjusting your behavior, your energy, your communication to maintain their interest, right? You start shrinking yourself. You start changing yourself. You stop standing up for yourself. You allow behavior to go unchecked because you don't want to lose them, right? This creates a state of instability where your emotions depend on their actions. And when you hold that state, you continue experiencing inconsistency.
Hot and cold behavior reflects an unstable self-concept around consistency and security. When you decide you experience stable, consistent connection and stop adapting to their shifts, the pattern can no longer sustain. When those boundaries are held steady, when the choices that you decided before they came into your life are held steady, they do not have a choice but to show up in the way that you prefer and desire. This is where those girls who say, I just love too hard. Bitch, you don't love too hard. Shut up. Shut up. You can't love too hard. You either can love or you allow people to fuck you over repeatedly. Because it's one time to get fucked over once, right? It's one thing to get fucked over once. It's another thing to get fucked over a second time because you were being, gracious. But if you're getting fucked over a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th time, and you talk about you love too hard, bring me a face. No, 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 no. That's idiotic. That's not loving too hard. Stop saying that. Now, when you decide your experience is stable, consistent connection, and stop adapting to their shifts, the pattern can no longer sustain. They do not have a choice but to acquiesce to your self-concept because you are not accepting the bare minimum anymore. You're not accepting the bare maximum either. Your highest desires of how you want to be treated are possible. There are women living the life that you want to live right now. There are men living the life that you want to live right now. There are non-binary people living the life that you want to live right now. The treatment that you deserve, the treatment that you want is happening right now. Someone's getting it. But the difference between you and the person who's getting it is that they do not accept less than that. They are not afraid to break up with someone who's not willing to give them that treatment. They are not afraid to lose someone who is not willing to give them that treatment. They are not attracted to people who don't want them. That's the difference. And all of those things are within a self-concept. So lock in. Let's reflect. Okay, Zion. Am I stable in my identity or am I shifting based on how they show up? I don't really feel like talking today. I'll talk to you later. Click. How you reacting? Oh my God, I'm so obsessed with you. How you reacting? That you want to hold their hand in public, but they move their hand instinctively. How you reacting? Come on now. Stabilize that identity. In my mind, if a man move his hand away from my hand, it's sweaty and he doesn't want to taint my hands. I'm not thinking I'm a big, fat, ugly ogre. That's the difference between experiences. We at a family function. He don't want to kiss. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm a stinky breath bitch. No. I'm thinking, oh yeah, well there are kids around. Duh. His grandma right there. You feel me? I get it. You see, some people go to the worst case scenario because they feel, right? They feel emotionally rejected. They're triggered. You don't want to do something that I want to do? I must be a piece of shit. How did you draw that conclusion? You're just making shit up. You're making shit up. People, even if he was obsessed with you, even if she was obsessed with you, you ruined it now. You fucked it up because you're insecure, unstable, reactive. You get triggered easy and you take your trigger as truth. Moving along. Scenario. You just sent a text to your SP. Hands are shaking. Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. You sent the message and now you keep checking your phone. You're waiting. You're overthinking your response. You done stop washing the dishes. Shit. You didn't even realize that your Amazon package just got delivered because you're sitting here staring at your fucking phone waiting for a text. And then you go to their story to make sure that they didn't post on their story before they texted you back. You're being fucking weird. After sending a message, it can feel like your emotional state is now tied to when and how they respond. The mind starts monitoring time, analyzing tone, anticipating different outcomes, which I fucking hate, by the way, because when I text, I'm not doing too much. I'm not finna humor you because you need it through text. Call me. You can see the smile on my face. You can hear the laugh on a call. Don't try to interpret how I'm feeling about you through a text. These rules you made up about texting are now applied to everybody, especially people who don't even know your fucking rules about texting. No. Your trigger is not the truth. Your trigger is just a trigger. Understand? All right? So this creates a state of waiting, neediness, lack of control. Okay? And when you hold this state, you continue experiencing more and more delay, inconsistency, or heightened anxiety. You're making up scenarios in your mind. Oh, he's doing this instead of texting me. Oh, she's probably doing that instead of texting me. Making shit up, making shit up, making shit up. More and more, making more and more shit up. So when you decide you are already chosen and you stop waiting for confirmation, you can return to stability. You can send off the fucking text and go do something that you were supposed to be doing. You can send off the text and know that they're going to respond. All right? Reflection. Why does their response feel like it determines my emotional state? Why does it matter if he responds in 5 minutes versus 15 minutes? He could be taking a shit. She could be in the shower. She could be put on self-tanner. I'm not touching my phone if I have self-tanner. My phone is white. They could be eating. They could be with their family. They could be outside. They could be getting the mail. Anything could be happening. Why does their slow response or lack of response determine your emotional state? Get a life. Get a fucking life. Get a hobby. Why are you sitting there waiting for me to text you back? Next slide. My SP said, they're not ready for a relationship. You know, they say they're not ready, and so you feel rejected. It feels final. When someone says that they are not ready for a relationship, it can feel like a direct rejection or a dead end. The mind interprets it as they don't want me or this isn't going anywhere. This creates a state of rejection, doubt, and discouragement. And when you hold that state, you continue experiencing distance or lack of commitment. That's the feedback loop that you are perpetuating when you hold a state of rejection, doubt, and discouragement. What someone says is still a part of the experience you are having, and it reflects the current state being held. Not ready often reflects the dynamic of uncertainty, inconsistency, or lack of decision in the connection. So when you decide you experience committed, clear, and stable relationships, you stop identifying with temporary statements. Okay? If someone says, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now, I'm dealing with this and that, or I'm grieving, or, I don't feel like I'm financially stable enough right now to, do this and this and that, or whatever the case is, those are temporary statements. Understand that. They are temporary statements. Do not have a permanent response to a temporary statement. Every circumstance is temporary. The only thing that is permanent is change. All right? Let's reflect. Am I treating what they said as final, or am I deciding the type of relationship I experience? Am I treating what they said as final, or am I deciding the type of relationship I experience? You're not forcing them to be with you. You're not trying to force them to want you. You're not trying to prove that you're wantable. There is nothing to force. The moment that you try to force is the moment that you give up your power. But the moment that you pour everything that you wanted from them into yourself, that is when all of this is going to change. That's really all that this is about. That's all manifestation is. Is putting what you want to see out here, you put that up in here. That's manifestation. All right? Moving along. We in the home stretch. We got like three slides left. Reality check. If you were already secure in this connection, how would you behave differently? You would not check their socials for reassurance. You would not reread messages looking for hidden meaning. You would not panic over delayed responses. You would not compare yourself to other people. You would trust the connection without constant confirmation. Remember, security is not something you get from them. It is a state you hold within yourself. Identity always determines the experience. I get treated amazing by every man that I date because I have decided I do. And if they show any signs of not treating me well, that is the last opportunity that they get to treat me any kind of way. And me setting that boundary, me standing on that boundary, me trusting my worth and my value, me trusting my unconditional love to myself is what provides me the experiences with men that I get to this day. It's what has my ex asking me every year, how about now? I finally went to school. How about now? I finally got a better job. How about now? I finally got a therapist. How about now? Do you want me now? Because he knows what I will and will not accept. He knows I'm not accepting a dummy. He knows that I'm not accepting a man who is lazy and won't provide a life for me and his kids. He knows that. He knows I expect push gifts. He knows I expect a big home. He knows that I expect love, attention. He knows that I expect that. Why does he know that I expect that? Because I rejected him when he didn't want to give it to me. And a lot of y'all are too afraid to reject because you're afraid to feel that rejection. You're afraid that once you reject that person's behaviors, that person's actions, that person's words, that person's treatment, that they will never want you again. You'll lose something valuable to you. But to reject harm is to accept love, is to make space for love, is to make space for good intentions, good treatment. Everything that you put in your journal over and over again, everything that you're affirming in the mirror over and over again, rejecting the thing that is not that makes room for the thing that is that. So having fear of rejecting someone who is treating you in a way that you don't want to be treated is stupid. They treat me that way because I rejected what I don't want. Do we understand? Let me put my lip combo back on, y'all. Do we understand? There we go. That's all I wanted was a little understanding. But also, I see y'all asking me questions, but I also know for a fact that you see that it says hold all questions until the end. So I want to know, what is there that I must do? What more must I do to make you wait to ask questions? I done put a big ass label on the screen. I done vocalized it multiple times throughout this presentation. What more can I do to make it so that you understand to ask all questions at the end? Next slide. Integration. This one's pretty simple. It's just basically summarizing everything I've told you guys. So replace this with that. So how do we integrate this into real life? We are going to replace performing with being present. And this is a big fucking deal because I'm tired of people feeling like they have to fake something, perform something in order to receive the identity that they want. How about you do the thing you want to do in the present moment? You focus on the present moment. You live your life in the present moment. You be here right now. Right here, right now. Stay out of the fucking past. Stay out of the fucking future. If you've already made your decisions about what the fuck the future holds, there's nothing to worry or fear or be anxious about. Your desire manifests in the present. That's where you need to be. Replace reacting with responding. All that whole, I'm triggered, and now I'm reacting. That's done. Dead it. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see it again. Something happens, you feel triggered, you be quiet until you can respond either calmly or not at all. We don't do that spiraling shit over here. I don't give a fuck. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, you know, that's just how I am. No, the fuck it's not. You became who you are, you can become something else. That's just how my brain works. No, the fuck it don't. You used to shit on yourself in diapers. Do you still do that? Okay, then. Replace asking with deciding. You are not a mere mortal human begging some sky daddy for you to manifest something. It's nothing to ask for. You're the source. You're the source. Make the decision and show up to receive it. That's it. Get out of the fucking way. There's nothing else that you need to do. You don't need to do 1,000 techniques. You don't need to do 1,000 affirmations. You don't need to script 1,000 pages. You don't need to do any of this shit. None of it works without you anyway. You are the technique. Replace control with clarity. Do not try to force them to want you. Do not try to look up what they're interested in and become what they're interested in. Do not do that. Get clear on what makes you feel good. Get clear on what fulfills you. Get clear on what nourishes you. Get clear on what a safe relationship feels like. Get clear on what the fuck you need to hold yourself accountable for and fix and change. Yeah, insecurities, trust issues, all of that. Yeah. Because it don't, like I said in the beginning, it don't matter. You can manifest your SP all you want to, but if you got the same fuck ass self-concept, you're going to lose them again. Replace forcing with allowing. Replace checking with trusting. There's nothing to fucking check. There's nothing to check. If you've made the decision is done. Remember, you do not need to do more. You need to interfere less. You need to choose. You need to trust. And you need to live. Nowhere in there does it say do 1,000 affirmations. Nowhere in there does it say you got to grind up this herb and mix it with that potion and then he'll love you. Give your power away. Here's what I want y'all to remember. You're not trying to get them. You are shifting who you are being while experiencing them. When your identity changes, your experience of them changes. I'm going to say that one again. Thank you. When your identity changes, your experience of them changes. You're not waiting on them. You're waiting on you. I'm going to say that again. You're not waiting on them. You're waiting on you. Nothing you want is outside of you, including love, especially love. All right? This will be available for free replay on YouTube. If you're not interested in the video version because you feel antsy, you can purchase the PDF when I upload it after this stream. Do we have any questions? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Matter of fact, should I get off this live and then go live on my phone? No, we're gonna let this ride out. We're gonna let this ride out. Let's see. Thank you all. Y'all are so sweet. I unintentionally overthink he's with someone else because of the situation we left off in. Any advice? Stop. What do you mean unintentionally? Stop. It don't matter. The thoughts are going to come regardless. You love him. You love him. You're going to think about him. Stop applying meaning to thoughts. Stop applying the meaning to thoughts. Yes, I feel insecure because he was somebody else. Yes, I feel afraid that we're never going to be together again. Yes, I feel those feelings, but they don't fucking matter because trigger is not truth. So it's not that you're unintentionally overthinking. You're going to think regardless. And also, let's stop using the phrase overthinking. Because we have a shit ton of thoughts per day. Everybody. So I want you to understand you're not overthinking. Your subconscious mind is just regurgitating and how can I say this? It's transmuting information that you have beliefs about into emotion and energy. And your energy, you're feeling the energy, which is then triggering certain thoughts. Okay? You can think those thoughts all you want to, but it doesn't mean that they're true. Who cares? Fuck the thoughts. Let them be there. It doesn't mean that they're true. So my advice to you is to stop applying meaning to the thoughts. Know that they are a part of the old story. And the more that you take your actions and your behavior and your identity from those thoughts, you will be staying in this perpetual state. All right? How can I detach, or shouldn't I detach from what and for what? Don't detach from your desire. You gave desire to yourself as a gift. You need to be detaching from how it's going to happen. How do I manifest an SP who hasn't met me yet? You describe what you want, and anybody who comes up to you, you reject if they don't have those qualities. Is he going to feel the shift? And thank you. He will feel the shift. He will not know it's you. What if it feels like it's all getting worse before it's getting better? That's just what the fuck it is. That's not everybody's story. That's just a story if you tell yourself that's the story. It doesn't have to get worse before it gets better, but it's up to you. How do I stop replaying the old story? What do you mean? It does it on its own. Once you stop creating meaning and behaving and taking actions and identifying with the old story, it does it on its own. You're going to keep hearing the old story. You're going to receive the old thoughts. You're going to receive the old feelings and triggers. But that doesn't mean anything if you're holding something else in your awareness. Remember, I was afraid to offer services. I was afraid to call myself a coach because I didn't want people to be like, oh, she's just another manifestation coach. I was worried about what other people thought, but I still took on the identity and the behaviors of someone who is a highly sought after coach. I made the presentations. I did the research. I did the studying. I did the intuitive channeling. I did everything that someone who is successful would do with those doubts, with the fear of being publicly seen, with the fear of being publicly heard, because sometimes I'll be stuttering, with the fear of something going wrong on my live stream, which has happened multiple times on here, but we all still here, ain't we? It's almost 200 people in here. Did any of those doubts and or fears stop any fucking thing? No. Are they present? Yes. Will they continue? Absolutely, because we're human. We're not here to only think good thoughts. So stop trying to do that. Remember, thoughts have no inherent meaning except for the meaning that we apply. I'll give you an example. I feel like pedophiles should get the death penalty. Everybody don't feel that way. So that thought to some people is bad, and to some people it's good. So every thought you have in your mind, no matter whether you think it's negative or positive, there is no inherent meaning to it. It is just information. It is just activity being held within awareness. It is not good nor bad. So stop meaning making. Stop assigning meaning to every fucking thought that you have. It's just information. You do not have to hold that information as king or God. That is just information. You can choose to act on that information or not to. And that determines who you are. Somebody walk up to you and call you ugly, it will determine your self-concept. I know for a fact I'm not fucking ugly. It doesn't mean that no one's ever going to call me ugly. So stop applying meaning to everything. Stop giving power to these thoughts. How do I stop my thoughts? How do I stop my thought? Why? For what? For what? Stop trying to stop your thoughts. Stop trying to only have good thoughts. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're never only going to have good thoughts. You are awareness. Awareness has everything in it. You have the good, the bad, the up, the down, the ugly, the pretty, the hot, the cold. You have the everything, and that is good. You need your anger for some things. You need your frustration for some things. They teach us lessons that are important. You will never, ever, ever meet the man of your dreams if you do not get frustrated with the man of your nightmares. So these negative feelings, these negative thoughts, all of this negative shit that everybody wants to get rid of is necessary. Remember, all of it is just activity and information within awareness. This Stanley Cup is activity and information within awareness. I'm not even really holding this. I'm literally awareness, holding awareness, drinking awareness out of awareness. That's all this is. That's all this is. I crashed out and made a fool of myself after he ghosted me. How do I come back from that? You don't. Because it'll be a bigger flex that you crashed out and he came back to you anyway. The only way to come back from that is to quite literally pour so much fucking love into yourself, spend so much fucking time and fun and experience life with yourself, get hobbies, pour into yourself, get a life, touch grass, go have an orgasm or two, get a rose. Like, we really have to get hobbies. We have to get hobbies. My boyfriend will change once I change? Yes. How can I detach or shouldn't I? I already answered that. Me and SP got back yesterday, but feeling like running away again. What do I do? This is our 5th mending. Let him run away. Tell him you need a break. What if it's been 5 years? Don't matter. Don't matter. Time is irrelevant. Time is not a factor. Time is a non-factor. Do you have videos on self-concept? I can make one. If you want to know the foundational understanding that I am teaching based off of, I already have a free 3-hour and 40-minute masterclass. I spent almost 4 hours on it. If you have like basic foundational questions, go watch that. Take a day off work. Order you some Uber Eats. Okay? Rub your feet together, get in the bed, put your iPad up, eat your food, watch the video. All right? My pleasure. How would I go about years of no contact with someone wanting them back? Y'all, let me give y'all the only technique that I actually be doing. So here's my technique. And it's not really a technique, but I guess it is a technique. This is the only technique that I like do. Okay? Decision pages. Decision pages, decision pages, decision pages. I do not affirm 1,000 times until I'm out of breath. I do not script until I'm tired of it. I don't do that. I make decision pages and I don't do anything else after that. The decision pages go like this. I have decided blank. I hang it on my door and I go live my life. I do not care to go back and check and see if it worked, go back and check and see if it manifested. I don't care I'll go back and read it sometimes if I feel inspired, but I'm not going to force myself to read it every day. I'm not going to force myself to do anything. It's hung up on my door because I walk out my door every day, so I'm saturating passively without even realizing it. That is the only all I have to do is make a decision. I'm source, right? That's the third step on the path of desire. Receive interest, clarify, decide. That's the technique. After that, the only 2 steps left in order to get your desire is to make space and get out of the way. Let me show y'all. Let me make sure we remember what type of broadcast this is, because I'm not no technique ass bitch. I'm not gonna tell you no techniques to do. I have decided that I am in a healthy, fulfilling, nourishing relationship that electrifies me. It excites me. It fulfills me. It feels good. It feels real. It feels safe. I can be vulnerable. I feel stronger when I'm with him or her or them. I have decided, and there is nothing that can deter that decision except for you. A lot of y'all talking about, oh, what if it's been 5 years? What if I've been trying to manifest this person for 3 years? What if I've been trying to manifest it? That's the problem. That's the problem. Because you've been trying. You've been doing. Remember, where in here does it say to intentionally go out of your way to try to manifest somebody every single day, all fucking day? Receiving interest is effortless. Clarifying why, well, you should be self-reflecting anyway. Deciding a source, that's really the most action that you need to do. Making space is really just getting out of the way. You're really like, okay, let me get rid of my trust issues so that I can live in a trustworthy relationship. Let me get rid of my insecurities so that when he compliments me, I can actually receive it. Let me let go of my past childhood trauma so that I can properly engage in pleasurable sex with my partner. Like, that's all making space is. Making space is not doing stuff. You trying to manifest a house, start fucking packing, declutter, give some shit away to Goodwill. Like, it's not complicated. Manifestation is the easiest thing. Make manifestation simple again. Get out of the way. The only thing you need to do is decide, and you don't even have to do the fucking decision pages. You could quite literally internally decide in your head. You could say it out loud in the mirror. You could write it the fuck down. I write it down because I like to see it every day. Even if I'm not even looking at it, I just like to know that it's there. Don't get no alter ego. Don't get no alter ego. Do not try to become another person. You are all you need to be. You are all you need to be. Everything else you need to do is to just release the bullshit. Release the old identity. Release. There's nothing you need to add to yourself. There's nothing you need to change and do more about yourself. The only thing you need to do is release. Release. Make space. Let it the fuck go. Let it the fuck go. Do not get an alter ego, because then there's still the old you just sitting there waiting for you to come back to them. Don't alter anything. Don't get an ego. First of all, egos are fucking fake. There's no such thing as an ego. I have a video about that also, by the way. Don't listen to nobody else's advice in the comments. Listen to what I'm saying, because I actually am a testament to what the fuck I'm saying. There's only 5 steps in this. It doesn't matter if you're trying to manifest an SP, a new job, a new home, a career. It does not matter. I said job and career. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Receive interest, no effort. Clarify why, minimal effort. Make a decision, minimal effort. Make space. That's the most effort you're probably going to have to make. It's to release the things that contradict your desire. Release the advice that people gave you in the past. Release. That's it. And get out of the way. Get out of the way means go get a fucking life. Go get a hobby. Stop watching manifestation content. All right? That's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to prioritize the self. Prioritize the present. Prioritize the experience. Can we book a one-on-one with you? Absolutely. When you said pour into us, how exactly do we do that other than physical activities and hobbies? Pouring into yourself means honoring yourself at any given moment. If everybody's saying go do this, but in your heart you want to really do this, you do this instead of what they want. Stop asking people questions. Should I have my hair like this? Should I wear this? Should I dress like that? Should I talk like this? Should I be like this? Should I wipe my ass like this? Like get some type of authority upon yourself, within yourself. Stop asking people, what should I do? What should I say? Who should I be? Honor thyself by making statements and choosing and making decisions. Stop fucking asking questions. And you, if anything, you can ask yourself the question. You're always going to get an answer. I promise you that. I promise you, you sit still, you sit in silence, and you become an open vessel. I promise you're going to receive an answer. My YouTube is the big sticky yes, the same as my TikTok. How can you make someone to unblock you? I don't teach people how to make people do anything. I don't teach force. I teach ease and effortlessness. There's nothing you can do to make somebody unblock you. You can only love yourself unconditionally so that your reality can reflect that. Stop trying to control people. How can I make him want me? You can't. See what I'm saying? For everybody asking, how can I force him to do this? How can I make him do that? How can I force him to do this? How can I force make? You are giving away your power. You are giving away your power. I'm going to say it again. You are giving away your power. You are putting your worth and your value in the hands of someone else. Bro. Here we go. What happened? Oh, okay, here we go. I was like, oh shit. So we're gonna go to the YouTube. The only way someone can love you the way that you want them to love you, ladies and fellas, is if you make